How's it going, everybody, and welcome. My name is Ketchup, and I'm joined, as always, by my wonderful brother Mustard. This is the PS4 Tournament's MK11 Open Series monthly finals for September. We normally have the weekly invitationals, and that will continue and continue. However, monthly finals is kind of a roundup of everyone that has placed well within all 4 weeks. Speaking of players that have placed well, let's quickly rewind and talk about some previous champions and players that have been able to place well in these tournaments. We did just have Mirko defeat Arn Kratos in the grand finals of September's EU and CIS finals, whereas over in North America, it's definitely been the Mighty Unjust show. Special guest Biohazard. You know, Mighty Unjust has had a real return to power, I think is fair to say, Mustard. But this week is kind of ridiculous, to be honest, and we'll talk about that a bit later.
Yes, we will mention as to why today might be quite as exciting as we expect it will be in due time. But before we get too ahead of ourselves, we have a video showcasing some of last week's best moments, as it has been about 8 days since our last Open Series tournament. And if you want to see some of the best moments from last week, let's check that video out now and see what they were like.
To start off week 4 in September for the European Open Series, we saw the return of Terminator specialist Omega K against the enigmatic Nerf Jackie Please. The set blazed its way to a quick Game 5 where an unbelievable Terminator combo set up Omega K to advance.
No! Let's go, Terminator! Ow! Ow!
The two top Sindel players of the region, Dubasic and Mr. Ramirez, faced off. However, neither began with the Edenian Queen. Mr. Ramirez was falling behind with a surprise switch to Kotal Khan, brought things back, and secured him the win. Reigning champion Dat Pro Stunner took on multiple-time champion Asadamasa, bringing out Scorpion instead of his usual Baraka. Dat Pro Stunner dominated the match, eliminating any opportunity for keep away from Asadamasa.
And that is case in point.
Both Mirko and Omega K entered the upper semi-finals coming off a close Game 5. We wouldn't see them go the distance this time though, as Mirko delivered a swift 3-0.
Oh!
Dat Pro Stunner attempted to repeat his victory last week, but Mr. Ramirez's multiple keep-away characters stood in his way. However, nothing could keep the victory away from Pro Stunner as he swept the entire match.
Oh, just for good measure. Brutality, just for the cherry on top.
Mirko was the next player to go up against Dat Pro Stunner and also the next to go down, as the Baraka specialist advanced into the grand finals without losing a single game.
He just lets it rip!
Down in the lower bracket, Nerf Jackie Please dominated and earned their way into grand finals against Dat Pro Stunner.
Really amping things up by the end of that game.
In the grand finals, Nerf Jackie Please would have to defeat the so far unstoppable Dat Pro Stunner. Although we finally saw someone take a game against him, Dat Pro Stunner refused to even let the bracket reset, as he wins his 3rd Open Series tournament in 3 weeks.
North America started off with Open Series regular Breaking 2 taking on newcomer LS Muerto. Breaking showed why he is one of the most consistently present players in the Open Series, winning with a dominant 3-0. Chapasso took on the Mighty Unjust, who not many have defeated. Sadly for Chapasso, that number would not increase as the Mighty Unjust swept the set. Sunio brought out his Prime Directive Robocop to take on Warlock Shang Tsung specialist Zintai. The pick looked like it was working with Zintai down 0-2. However, something seemed to switch in Zintai's head and they won with a reverse 3-0. Styles Money and Ice Scorpion closed out the upper quarterfinals. After suffering a rough game number 1 defeat, Ice Scorpion seemed to wake up, returning to the aggressive upgraded player we were used to, and winning the set. In the upper bracket finals, we saw a match we hadn't seen in quite some time, the Mighty Unjust versus Ice Scorpion. As expected, the two champions had a very friendly back and forth set, where Game 5 Noob Saibot from the Mighty Unjust gave him the slight edge to pull out the win. In the lower bracket, Zintai and Breaking battled it out for a top 3 spot. Breaking's risky playstyle rewarded him with 1 game, but cost him the set overall. as Zintai advanced. Zintai defeated Breaking in the lower bracket, taking them up against Ice Scorpion again. Despite dominating with Jackie the first time, Ice Scorpion went to his Sonya, and while it wasn't as strong of a pick, it was still enough to solidly take the set.
That's not very friendly.
The grand finals saw Ice Scorpion and the Mighty Unjust reuniting once again, starting off with their Jackie and Liu Kang picks respectively. Sticking it out with those characters the whole way through, things looked great for the Mighty Unjust, as he yet again became the North American Open Series champion.
Is he going to dance for us one more time? He's going to do it. Go on, have some fun.
PlayStation.
So, like I said before, and as always, shout outs to those of you tuning in. Maybe it might be the first time, whether it's on Twitch or YouTube. Ultimately, the Open Series has invitationals every single week, and the monthly finals gathering pretty much the best of the bunch in a large quantity, and every player, they play to reach this point. Now, in terms of prize money, there's actually more on the monthly finals than there is for the weeklies, and that's what we really want to emphasize every single time these play out. First place taking home $400, second $300, and then third $200, with fourth with $100. Basically, getting top 4 is the aim of the game, and this is entirely separate from the invitationals, where there's also, the $250 for first place, and it goes on as a part of that. Players like Mighty Unjust being able to be a quite regular stay for first means he's getting a ton of money for one day of Mortal Kombat a week. Not a bad day in the office. Now, Mustard, run us why this bracket is so ridiculous.
So, first things first, monthly finals are single eliminations. There's no losers bracket to have as that kind of second chance. So you're playing for near enough double the money, and you have half the opportunities to do so. However, this bracket is full to the brim of players that are Open Series mainstays, alongside some new faces we haven't seen in an Open Series tournament before. We're going to be doing 3 of these round 1 games on stream, and the ones that we'll be watching is going to be Blackout versus Biohazard, Saucy Fingers versus Averk. Averk, one of the absolute, if not the best Scorpion in a lot of people's eyes, especially in the North American side of things, making his debut in the Open Series. We're also going to be having Reason versus Zintai. Reason is, I firmly think, the best Frostbite Frost player I have ever seen. That is a uncommon character, and that is a rare variation. And I think we're going to see some glorious stuff from Reason if that's the direction we're going. Amongst the other players that are in this, this first round, we have King Gambler, Arungus, of course, Mighty Unjust, Ice Scorpion. This is going to be a day of just awesome games for North America, and I can't wait. But what do you think we should be looking for particularly, Ryan?
There are, as always, a few things, but it changes a little bit this week, mostly due to the caliber of competition. The first thing I've said is this is an incredibly stacked bracket. Combine that with single elimination, and mistakes will be punished. Essentially, for those that are used to seeing the double elimination format of the invitationals, that is not the case for monthly finals. You lose here, you're out. There's no second chances. And considering there are so many insanely talented players in this bracket, you have to make sure that don't lose any games for silly mistakes, because the punishment is real. And after that, I've said it here, there are unpredictable matchups, mostly because we have got players like Averk, for example, who you may have seen in a ton of community tournaments, but not necessarily Open Series. Averk is a high-octane Scorpion, absolutely said to be the best Scorpion right now, but there are other players that use these unusual characters, these unusual variations. The fact that Unjust has used like 16, 17 characters at this point, there's a lot of potential here for there to be matchups that you're not ready for, and you have to make sure you're ready. It's as simple as that. Now, enough of that, though. Predictions. I want to know what you think of today.
So we know that we're going to be seeing Averk versus Saucy Fingers. This is going to be one of our first round 1 games, and I actually think if this goes the way that we know these players are capable of, this could be one of the best matches we've seen in the Open Series, period. Averk is that explosive Scorpion we haven't seen in North America. Saucy Fingers, obviously this Joker specialist that has been doing incredible things over the last few weeks since he started to appear as well. But also, something we haven't really talked about as much right now is the Mighty Unjust. The Mighty Unjust is still the reigning champion of the Open Series, the most dominant player who has won the most Open Series tournaments in either region of any player, and is in today's bracket again. But will absolutely face not only his hardest competition today, in a single elimination format. So I think if we're going to see the Mighty Unjust be able to kind of repeat and get that back-to-back victory, today is going to be the harshest test to do that, I think.
So, we've talked about this a fair amount, and the Open Series is a constant online tournament with competition always available. And with October, there's an entire month, of more competition to get involved in. It's as simple as going to compete.playstation.com. It's right down there on the bottom of the screen. Alternatively, you can just scroll down, whether you're on YouTube or Twitch, and there should be something you can click that takes you to the competition center. Everything is done through the console. Like I've said, it's free to enter. And you have those invitationals where you play on the Monday, and if you place high enough, you get invited back on Tuesday to play for cash. And the monthly finals at the end of the entire experience. And we're now going to be wrapping up September. We're just about to kickstart the North American competition. But if you see this tournament and you want to play, as long as you are of one of the right regions, and are of the correct age, you can. And it's a simple process. That's enough of us, though, because I want to get into our first matchup, which is going to be seeing Blackout again. Always a pleasure to see Blackout. And Biohazard, the multi-character specialist with the most unusual picks, yet they work so well for him, don't they?
Indeed, and we've also seen Biohazard do well against Blackout before in the Open Series. This definitely isn't going to be the first time we've ever seen this, but it's a new day. It has been a number of weeks since we've seen this matchup. Biohazard continues to go above and beyond in as many kind of community tournaments as he possibly can enter. Really known for that Kano, but nowadays a lot more Baraka we see, and Collector is a character he's been working on as well. Like, really hard to kind of assume what Biohazard is going to go with. Blackout, mainly known for that Air on Black, which we're going to see straight away. And okay, Mean Queen Shiva. Okay, this is something that Biohazard has been working on quite a lot recently, and I am very excited to see it. Shiva
Before we start,
yeah, go ahead.
I'd like to quickly mention that with these Shiva picks, and we saw Robocop being as prominent as he is, we have seen a substantial use of every single character in the roster in the Open Series. Since we've started doing these streams to now, every single character on these final streams has been featured, and that is awesome.
No, it really has been awesome to see the variety that the players are bringing to the table, even more so beyond like players like Bio, where we saw Shiva used to deal with Sunio's Robocop a little while ago, but not this variation. Mean Queen, a lot more, I suppose, unconventional. This is a variation
that... the damage already.
Yeah, the damage is there, but it's more about just straight up like standing mix-ups and the punch walk cancel. Ooh, the overhead.
Speaking of mix-ups, Shiva just continuing to pile it on. The flawless block, but no real answer. And this has been an incredible round one. Flawless victory for Biohazard. Bring on the Queen.
Round 2.
Now, you want to talk mix-ups, look no further than Mean Queen Shiva. This character is quite the menace. Standing sweep, standing overhead. Mid-block overhead, mid-block low.
Poking against Shiva. Yeah. Let's not forget that poking against Shiva can be risky as well, because your low gets counter hit by her overhead stomp. That's a crushing blow instantly. But the Ender, lovely damage here from Blackout. But the wake up down one challenged. Cheeky stuff. Scoop him up. These wake up buttons, they do make me nervous, Mustard, I'm going to be honest.
Oh, there's a mix up. The second hit of that punch is overhead.
Oh!
Counter poke low. Not the highest damage in the world, but it does add up.
Oh! Last chance. Oh! Whoa! How many times will he get mixed? And the brutality.
Oh, I've not seen this one.
For the Shokan.
That's
Wait,
just,
what?
Look
Did
at
she
him.
just punch them 4 times?
She stuck all 4 hands into his chest, and I don't even know what that pose is. He's in a really tricky position, isn't he?
I've never seen that before.
I'd say that looks really uncomfortable, but he's clearly dead. So,
well, that is
without
a doubt the first time I've ever seen Mean Queen used in tournament, though. I know that this variation definitely had a bit of a question mark over it when Aftermath first dropped. I know a lot of people went to it originally because it is the variation that has traditional just overhead low mix-ups.
The mix?
But they are like... One of the two is relatively low damage, right? Like the low is not a huge amount of damage, so and they're both unsafe. So that was the general gist, right? If you want to go for the 50-50, you have to be willing for it to be an unsafe 50-50. And some players in MK11 are put off by that, because MK11 is generally quite a safe game. You look at some of the better characters and they have a lot of safety, a lot of options to kind of not take too many risks or commit too hard. But then enter Mean Queen, that's basically just going against that entire mindset. But if you're a player like Biohazard that's been playing unsafe mix-up characters for a long time, he is going to be able to put that to use. And we're seeing that right now.
The wake-up buttons, it does seem a little bit like Blackout is, dare I say, a little bit unsure about what to do about this kind of Shiva. Biohazard has this uncanny ability to essentially, with the characters and the way he plays them, the only way you can get experience is to play him with that variation, because no one
it's not even about finding another Shiva to play, because if you're not playing his, you're not going to be getting experience for his Shiva, you know what I mean? He just has that original take on everyone he plays.
Oh, no stomp for you. Tries to do the wake-up dash in down one to low profile. Good block on the overhead. More of this mix continues, but no break from Blackout.
Oh,
a little bit too low down.
Yeah, whiffed.
Yeah, it did. A little bit too low down. Oh, no, that's a bit of a clumsy sequence. Immediate neutral jump, he's going to get clipped by it and a stagger into throw. You're expecting options. You're sitting to respect him. And now Blackout. Oh, he's getting mixed. There's no other way to put it, Mustard. He is getting mixed all over the place.
Blended. 100% blended.
That is the question.
Oh, here's the thing. Like, point blank, it's non-stop overhead low, but Shiva's neutral's not the worst. Good fireball. Stomp mind games. Decent strings, obviously there. The wake-up roll going through. Okay, this is what Blackout needs. First time he's really found a considerable hit, and instantly momentum is seized, and there's the punish. This is what Blackout needs to do. If you're against Mean Queen, you're going to find yourself having to block overhead or low. The question is being so confident in your choice that you are ready to punish if you're right.
Oh no! He's looking for the low. A bit too much. Reset. Oh, there's the stomp. You got to watch out now. We're in amp stomp territory. The meaty mid, the jump in, letting the whole thing rock. I don't even know what that move is. I've never seen it before. Oh, the punish. And I like the fact that Blackout ended the string early to make sure the whole thing was unbreakable. No breakaway available. Lovely choice.
I don't know if Shiva can break away before the back 2-2-2 like Fatal Blow. I believe some characters can. I think it depends on if they're small, so it's probably not her, but regardless, like, it's like he needed the damage of the full string anyway.
There is that confidence. Another catch. I mean, this is mixed. The second that jump in happens, you have to hold a mix. The nature of Shiva. Now the push back to a safe distance. Bio, the jumps have been insane. The wake up 3 just to steal a turn and a tick for the chunky 20% damage, just like that. Bonk.
Oh. Empty magazine now. Or empty gun, whatever it is.
No breaker. That's a full combo, and no bullets left in the tank means a crushing blow and a second. This is really starting to add up, and by all means, could be. I mean, I'm not going to say
Fatal Blow is there. Her Fatal Blow scale as well. Oh, with the wake-up buttons, yeah.
Now, here's the thing about wake-up buttons.
To work with, could definitely afford to take that risk. And I don't think at that distance there was no way that Shiva was going to be able to guarantee a meaty.
No, exactly. This is something that we always, I think, need to address. Is wake-up buttons can sometimes be a technique that I think is looked down on by a lot of people, but the reality is, just because there is a knockdown does not mean it is your free turn. Like distance and timing, that also means a great deal. Certain knockdowns end the opponent so far away that if they wake up button and you dash in and move, their attack will hit you because you don't have this right to just push because you've knocked them down if they're too far away. And that's exactly what that final example was. So sometimes wake up buttons will work because you know, the opponent knows it's an option. And if you're not showing them that respect, you'll probably eat a wake-up button. And that's what happened at the end of that second game. But Bio, it's all about, he wants to be close and he wants to mix. That's what he wants to do.
Well, he is sticking with Mean Queen, so I think maybe we could be seeing a character we'll see Biohazard playing quite a bit today, perhaps. Because here's the thing about Biohazard, he plays so many different characters, but he also enters so many different tournaments. I wonder if he's just still in almost like an experimental phase with other characters. Because we've seen the Shiva before, but never the Mean Queen. But I know it's a variation that he played early in Aftermath. Oh, and there it is. Blackout's getting these blocks on deck now. Now, if you block correctly, minimum 20%, get hit by the low, lose 10. That's that risk reward.
Something that Bio is not afraid to do, but it looks like Blackout's now considerably more comfortable against the Shiva. And that's what you always hate to happen to you. The breakaway after getting hit by a projectile, and that is a full corner launch. Nice little combo ender, and Mean Queen gets the extensions. Ooh. Oh, the
300.
Shiva. Amazing trade for Bio, because it's a guaranteed knockdown. He can't anything. There's no meter. Oh my lord, the mix. What a sequence that was. And the sweep trade allowed the whole thing.
You see him deliberately waiting before going for that dash up grab as well. So if Blackout wanted to go for wake up buttons again, he'd find himself in a much worse situation.
Yeah, it would whiff. Punished. Oh, the range. Biohazard, he's pressuring in the corner, but just outside of range where wake up down one doesn't work. And again, look at the patience. Now the wake up down one works. He does mistime the meteor a little bit. Biohazard. Dash and sweep, knockdown, mix again.
Oh, mix up.
Feet are getting melted a little bit, but that's okay. Oh, tries to whiff punish better on Black, goes right through.
It looked like he almost had that timed right as well. It's quite a shame. Can he kill on this? No, didn't miss the end. And the block again. No breakaway either. You know, Blackout was probably banking on a breakaway there, to be honest. I think he would have killed with it, but it would have got a lot closer.
I mean, Bio knows he'll survive if he doesn't break. And he can keep the meter. Now, what's he going to do? Does he go for a leap here? Nope. Dropkick.
That's two games back to back that Bio has had Blackout on like one special away from death and has bet it on that unsafe overhead low and lost the round for it. That is the nature of this character. Mean Queen, very dangerous on offense, but punishable is punishable. And the fatal blow gives every character in the game big punish damage.
And it looks like the momentum has completely shifted to Blackout right now. This nature of the Shiva with Bio, it's all in or not at all by the looks of things. And now the good block on the overhead. And tries to challenge. And that is a clean pickup, and Blackout is 2-1 up on Biohazard. The Shiva does look a little bit like Biohazard is kind of experimenting here with the Shiva pick, but I feel like maybe it's worth, well, knowing Bio like we do, he's probably going to change to a different character. If he goes down like this, he doesn't often
Bio is
stick.
playing it the way I truly believe the variation is intended to be played. You know, Shiva, she's a character that has a lot of kind of like standing overhead or lows, whether it's like in the middle of a string, whether it's a standalone button. And when you inherently have an unseeable overhead special, which is the grab, and you have an unseeable low special, which is obviously, you know, the low kind of like snag.
Scoop.
But they're both fully punishable on block. The variation is going to be, by design, just non-stop overhead and low. But because they're punishable in a game like this, where punishable means counter hit, crushing blow, punish, crushing blow, fatal blow, unbreakable damage if they're low enough, you know, like, it is always going to be a constant game of take a risk for a chunk of damage, but on block, I'm dead. And now we're going back to Kano, who again does have the mix-up element with the command grab, but not in so much a non-stop fashion. You can definitely play a little bit more kind of like neutral focused with Ripper, especially
common
now.
for Bio, isn't it? Bio will test the waters with different characters, and then if he's down, he goes, okay, let's go to Kano. I do think that Bio, he truly does. Like, no one experiments with tournament-ready picks like Bio in recent memory, because he just gives everything a go. And if it doesn't work, he knows he's got Kano and other comfort picks, but he loves to try new stuff.
Oh, maybe calling out Blackout, going for the OS there. Oh, and he gets tagged straight away. And that's Bio's unique way of just applying that Kano mix-up. He sees how much you know about his options and how to get out of them, and instantly adjusting accordingly.
On reaction, he sees the Kano ball land and just reacts with Amp, which is lovely to see. And he's one round up here with this Kano. Oh, counter hit.
That beat the drop kick.
Yeah.
I want instant wake-up buttons from Blackout, not being deterred.
Wake up jump for Bio, kind of challenging the insanity, really. He does go for the breakaway. I was kind of half waiting for Bio to do a back one there almost, but I guess no reason to. I'm definitely not a Kano player. Ooh. Yes, Kano's overhead is quite slow, so you might be able to challenge it with buttons. Uh-oh, full combo.
Oh dear, not gonna be death,
hurt.
but this is gonna be command grab territory.
And the raw command grab. Oh, what a sequence.
And you're instantly seeing the change, right? You've still got a character built on mix-ups, but it's not quite as just ruthless overhead low, right? It's wait for a grab, maybe not. And again, there's that new way of Biohazard. I say new, the newer way for Biohazard to play, where it's not really about doing the grab on block, right? It's about kind of taking that raw mix-up of, you know, whiffing the two, so 2-4 hits at a certain time, raw overhead, raw command grab. More situations where you're less likely to just be crouching, because if if you play that way with Kano, your opponent is going to be more deterred to just hold just neutral crouch, which you would normally die for. But that was I actually find it quite surprising we're already at game 5. I feel like this set
to
only...
locked and loaded, by the way.
Ooh,
yes, gone to locked
okay.
and loaded.
Right, so locked and loaded. Yeah, locked and loaded is the big change, right? Like pre-patch, this was the bear trap variation, and now post aftermath, it is the safe special variation, where the only move in the game that can punish his acid pour, I believe, is Collector's like down back 3, his like knife stab. It's the only move in the game that can punish this move, apparently.
So we'll see if it's going to give him much difference in this next matchup, because you have got the safety element. Immediately committing to the tricky stuff, and he gets the crushing blow instantly. Wow, that's one of the fastest instant crushing blows I've seen in a very long time. And now that's the safety. Wow, staggers it. That's respect. Tries to chase it.
I mean, Blackout's been around for a while. You know, he's going to be aware of that OS and how to duck the throw and floor spot the last hit of the string. So if he knows you're going to do that, and he sees the delay, there's that counter poke. Bio just waiting for it now. Oh, the knowledge, yep. You see him letting go a block, punishes that Kano ball, but he doesn't get an optimal ender. Oh.
Wait a minute. He gets hit. The wake-up stance change. I do not think that was intentional. Interrupts the string. Watch out for the gunshot. Interruption. Oh, the hardest of reads! Was that intentional?
It must have been, because it was on his own hit advantage, so I wonder if he was expecting Blackout to just like mash down 1 or something. Because he got a poke and then went for an instant parry. I wonder if he was expecting a back 2 or a down 1 something. Still though, it's match point for Blackout.
Yeah, Blackout's been playing around these picks so well. Gets overwhelmed by the first change, but his adaptability is so quick. It's really impressive, actually. It's like he goes into the next game immediately thinking, right, I know what to do now. Ooh. Oh!
Oh my goodness.
Still a solid 20% damage and a good situation for Blackout. However, maybe I spoke too soon. Not going to use the breakaway. He wants to save his meter going into the next round, if we get there. Block on the overhead.
Oh, okay, match point, yep. Biohazard returns the favor. You're seeing the difference, though, when you're against an Aaron that doesn't have Scud Shot, being able to throw so many more knives than usual. Really does change things.
This is one hell of a way to start the show, by the way. Final round, both players. No counter hit there, so no crushing blow. Wow.
Oh, that was the deepest cross-up jump kick I've ever seen in MK11.
Absolutely oh, the ticks! Wait a minute, he's starting to enforce. He knows Blackout's going to block, so he's starting to enforce these tick grabs. Instant Kano ball, the low, lets it rock, reversal throw. Not a lot of damage, but at least he's out of harm's way for now. This is a ridiculous sequence. Locked and loaded, he's not going to have that Scud Shot, so the knife toss is going to be a bigger threat. High damage on this throw because it's on the acid. Blackout, every opportunity to still win this. Oh, no!
Oh, the floor spot instantly, yep.
Bio
one touch away now, he's got the bar. Oh! Oh, just enough damage. Biohazard. The Kano pick.
Fatality or barbecue? No, no,
fatality,
definitely not a barbecue. This is not a cookout in any capacity.
And Biohazard reminding us all why he is the #1 Kano player in MK11 right now. Starting things off with the Mean Queen, getting a game on the board, having some close games to follow up, but unable to really clutch any more out with Shiva, unfortunately. But the change to Kano, back to the tried and true comfort zone Biohazard going to be advancing through. And a game 5 start. Now, this is definitely, I think, going to be the story of the day. I think with the amount of players we have today that we know are like super serious competitive players.
Yeah, be prepared for game 5.
Yeah, I imagine we'll be seeing a lot of game 5s. You know, and I for one cannot wait to see where we go from here. I think the Mean Queen pick was really cool. I think if anything, we were kind of just reminded as to why it's not super popular. Because the thing is, it can work. Because if you're good with mix-ups, and even though things are on paper, they are a 50-50, in a match, there can be tendencies to certain players will block certain ways more than others, right? Especially if it's like certain strings or certain points. And as the player on offense, you can kind of figure those out. I know it's a really weird way of looking at it, because I know, you know, a 50-50 is a 50-50 no matter how you spin it. you're seeing how that isn't always like an automatically like amazing thing. Like, yes, it helps your offense, it helps to open people up, but when there's so much risk attached to it, you can see how much of a difference it can make on the other side of things. You know, just because a 50-50 exists doesn't mean that everything is going to be like Sub-Zero style overhead low, where on paper it might be fuzzyable, but then one of them is safe and one of them isn't, so you can kind of play around that. With Shiva, it's all unsafe, and we almost saw that kind of put to the test.
Well.
We can see that, yep, King Gambler, the Mighty Unjust, and Biohazard, our first 3 players into round number 2. This bracket getting a little bit more concentrated.
Now, I want to talk a little bit about our next matchup. Before we do, I want to give a shout out to Blackout again. I'd really like to see Blackout a little bit more in Open Series because he's got such a good air on Black, and I know he's a really talented player in community tournaments and everything else. Just love to see him a bit more in Open Series. But our next matchup, Saucy Fingers and Averk. And you know what? I think we've come full circle a bit. I want to rewind the clocks to about December-ish. It was another
just
Sony.
Under a year ago.
It was another PS4 tournament, and it was a similar presentation, you know, but it was in LA. Myself and Mr. Aquaman were out there, and we were doing something called the Run Back, an invitational to show a competitive streamed experience featuring North American talent. And one of the players, who a lot of people, who's this Averk person? They seem pretty good. Averk, oh, I've heard he's quite the beast in the online ranked world, but we haven't really seen much of him. Averk makes his kind of streamed somewhat debut with a PS4 tournament stream, the Run Back, almost a year ago. And in that year, the damage he has done in online tournaments is absolutely insane. I think we've come full circle that Averk is now back in the Open Series, and even though he's not been in one of these before, he's still a clear-cut favorite to, you know, win, because Averk is said by many to be...
What?
I don't know. He's not random select. Is he actually random? What's he doing? Okay, never mind. All right, never mind. I don't know what that was about.
Okay, I was about, are we really random selecting here? All right. Well, apparently not. Apparently it was merely a troll. But this was one of my main predictions today. I think this could be one of the best matches we've ever seen. I think these are 2 players that have a similar story.
Oh my god, Averk's picture is the scorpion with the ice cream cone.
I know, he looks so sad. I don't like it. I like it. Someone buy him another one.
He's got the same skin. He's wearing the skin that he's got on the picture though. Look, check it out. Check it out. There, it's the same one.
Oh, that is totally true. Damn it. And he's got the MK9 master at least.
Now, drop the ice cream cone and not your combos, bruh.
Oh,
what?
Okay, the disrespect off the bat.
Yeah. All right, I think I'm going to like this one. I think we're going to have a great time watching this one.
I did watch. Okay, we have no respect. I watched a clip earlier of Averk doing he was playing in like an exhibition.
I think I know what you're talking about.
A legitimate like 70% damage combo on Cyberlink Wave Facility. This man lives to be a crap. Yeah.
Oh my god, they're both doing it.
Pleaser.
I'm going to sit and I'm going to enjoy both players being highly disrespectful. And I'm going to enjoy it. But, right. Ooh, the delay. Just raw back one. Potentially one more sequence. The wake up flawless block. Somewhat of a flash parry, actually. That's a full combo. And Averk using his break, but now he has to hold a mix up. And he gets launched for his trouble. Saucy can't finish it, though. His fatal blow has only just came back.
But he should be able to guarantee chip here. There's no defensive bar. Yeah, that's it.
This is going to be an interesting series, I think.
And it's single elimination, so...
Oh, it is.
It is.
It's
even more
for
these guys.
Yeah, that's the bait. That's the bait right there. I was just about to say, you know Averk is going to try and challenge a lot of this with his teleport. And Saucy already ready for it. He hasn't been caught by it because he knows it's an option. And he's patient. Oh, this is... Escape failed. You can tell these 2 players have played before. You can tell. There's just so much weirdness going on. Cheeky little mid, the respect shown. Breakaway, because he knows there's a full combo. That is a counter here, and he's already broken. So this is going to hurt so much. Keeps one of the bars. The cancel just in case.
Day. I like that.
This
is by no means guaranteed, because he is against Joker, and Joker has arguably the highest comeback factor in the whole game.
Yeah, a couple more hits and Saucy has fatal blow. So he's almost going to want to take chip damage at this point. Averk not giving it to him, waits for his turn. One more poke, and now a full combo. But I think he's actually going to lose the round. No opportunity. Oh! Never mind. Never mind. Never mind.
That actually could have been... If Saucy was ready for that to drop, that could have been a disaster for Averk.
Trying to bait a telly. Nah, he just uses it to create that real estate. A lot of Scorpions would have teleported there. You know I'm right.
Well, at the very least, he was just able to walk out the corner. Now we're mid-screen again. In fact, Avok's actually getting quite close to it. Wow.
Oh, no.
This is going to hurt. This is going to be big damage.
Oh. Oh. 40%, and we can pressure on Wake Up afterwards. Nothing worse than getting your Wake Up attack beat by a jump in, and you just know there's no break available. And it's a corner combo. Fatal blow. Can Avok make this comeback? The flawless block. Trying to deny. And that's it.
Oh, no, we missed. Oh, hang on a minute. No, a throw tech.
Oh, he gets rid of the crushing blow. But can't even let him have that. Now, Avok, what do you do in this situation? A lot of work and almost no resources, really, in terms of health. He has lots of VAR. Okay, good start.
The biggest thing he has going for him is Saucy is quite low on offensive, but it shouldn't matter anymore. Yeah, that's it. The full string. Oh,
we
no.
know. You know, no. All we had to do was look at how the game started and knew this was going to happen. They're talking in chat as well. Is this a fatality or a friendship?
What do you think?
It's a friendship.
Oh, actually it is.
Yeah, that is what I thought.
I, however, did not think that. I thought
he was going to kill him.
A game full of disrespect surely results in a fatality, but apparently not.
But there's always something really sarcastic about a friendship, though, isn't there?
It depends. I think it depends on the sense of humor of who's doing it. Because it'll either be a, hey, I beat you, good game, or, I beat you.
Well, I just saw the comment, and I'm reading one of the chats, and Ava goes into the chat to say, thanks for the friendship, Saucy.
Oh, you're welcome, I'm sure.
Friendly set. No bad blood here. Humorous
no
banter.
money on the line.
Humorous
None
banter.
whatsoever.
It's not that if
Definitely
you lose this, you're out of the tournament and lose the opportunity to make about $400 if you get first place.
Oh, absolutely not. You'll be
Which both these
foolish to think
players
so.
could definitely do.
Well, the winner of this match actually does go on to fight the winner of Ice Scorpion and Breaking, so another pair of players. Some of our Mexican standard players by now having to play in this round of 16. Quite looking forward to seeing that match. So whoever it is that wins of that match versus whoever wins of this one is going to be pretty interesting, I think.
Oh, a lot of respect having to be shown. The long reach of Joker. So good. Nice tech too. Very hard to crack into the defense of both these players. Another
throw
tech.
techs. These throw techs have been glorious. And there's that mix up.
There is that immediate break having to happen because you do not want Scorpion to side switch, put you in the corner and continue because damage is pretty crazy. But now he continues to press this. No tech this time. Probably expecting some kind of mid as Avok puts that pressure on big time.
Oh, punish.
Yeah, that was definitely some kind of special cancel attempt, but the back two was just too far away. Oh! Clean first round, to be honest. And that's just the finish. Back to the mid-screen. Avok taking that first round.
I like that choice as well, spinning that second bar just to make sure it kills. The bar will come back, make sure that round is secured. Oh, now we'll get rid of the Jack in the Box. Actually, wait, no, it should, but I don't think it does for that. I think most projectiles in the game disappear when a crushing blow happens, but I don't think Joker's like amplified back forward 4 does. It's really weird.
I remember seeing many a clip about something like that a long time ago.
But I remember playing Ratbag Kano and doing his like eye laser, which counter hits.
He got the button. He wanted the button, and he got exactly what he wanted.
This has been much better for Avok. This has been one-sided. And interruption. Cares not for your cancel, and that's a punish.
Are we gonna get some kind of cool combo? Nope. Revenge. Oh, he's building up
that one had a slow acceleration, but a high top speed.
I've never seen someone disrespect with acceleration. Teddy bear.
Well,
every game is gonna do this. Mark my words. It's gonna be the way. This hoodie I'm wearing actually is a Scorpion themed hoodie. It actually is a Mortal Kombat merch. Although you wouldn't think so. It's Mortal Kombat merch. There's a Scorpion mask under this thing. It's cool.
Why don't you show us?
Oh,
we got North American Scorpion. I think this is the best time you're going to get it.
I can't yet because I've got it's like a double hood. This hood underneath.
We have a few seconds until the game starts.
Yep.
They got to load in.
It's like...
It's your only chance you're going to get.
Scorpion. The Joker.
Could be alright. Yeah, see?
I can't do it. I'm stuck.
Deadpool.
There you go. Look at that.
I don't think I pull off the look very well because I've got glasses on and they're already starting to fog up, but...
I think it's alright. I think that's pretty sick. Yeah.
Scorpion! I'm already muffled. Like, this is going to be... I'm not going to commentate a whole set in this, I promise. I'm going to go back. Right, back I go. I'm already melting.
Ava.
It's so hot.
And Ava, he has... I think he just needs a little bit of time to speed up. And now we are straight back to that standard Ava. Oh. 3 overheads. And oh my god, and another duck. I wonder if Ava was like, right. Okay, another one, back 3 moment. Okay, even though that whiffed, Saucy was standing up. There we go, there's the fuzzy.
I'm back, sorry. I have been watching the match, I promise.
That's
Anyway.
right.
It's like a
There's
pretty
been like
chunky
6 back
likely
3s
here.
already.
Oh! You
Oh!
beast! You beast! You beast! Oh, my god!
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh,
Not like
no.
this! Not like this! Please don't lose the round after that! Please don't lose the round after that, Avok. I'll be so angry if you lose the round.
I'm still going to clip it though. This could happen. It could totally happen, dude.
Okay, good.
Never mind.
Good. Good. I have never seen a raw button done, armor break and launch just in the neutral. That is awesome. Oh, Ava, calm down.
Meeting someone with the armor breaking launching back 3 was a pretty nice play, to be fair.
And he was ready to pick up off it.
Yeah, because that was the idea. You never see Scorpion's back 3 used. And it's the first time I've seen it used in tournament and it actually worked.
What, you mean like you used as like used on Oki?
Yeah. I meant to armor break. Like,
We've definitely
we see a
seen
lot of
Scorpion's back 3
I
used.
mean, it's the first time I've seen an armor break like that. Oh,
That
now
was
the
awesome
pressure.
though.
It was indeed. Sorry, we're still. I mean, it was so awesome. We're still talking about it. However, now he's reversing the pressure. Back to back, Avok. You can tell he's always feeling himself. These crazy little micro decisions are just so ridiculous. Always about
Forever
those
the
pokes.
turn stealing.
Oh, he is just baiting Saucy Fingers to press a button. It's like, I dare you.
Looks like Avok's been slowed down somewhat. Finding it
Avok
hard to
is
get any
just-
substantial hits now.
No buttons are being pressed. Now, this is a game of I bait you to do it. And now the back 2. As long as he's at a safe range, that will be safe. Because the cancel. Oh, catches it. What does Saucy do? Reversal is not a counter hit.
10 seconds left. Does Saucy go in? Or does he keep the distance?
He has to be real careful
Oh,
here.
hang on.
No
Can he
crushing blow.
blow to just wait this out? Should he?
Don't
Get
he
his
wake
clear
up?
wake up? Yeah, it's over.
Patience. The patience. Now, this round is to take control of the set.
You haven't seen crazy. Final round.
I can't believe this is only game 3.
This has been, I mean, you said this could be one of our best matches we've ever had. And it's already definitely, I've never seen a match like this before in Open Series. This is a new, ooh, reaction. Crisp reaction there from Avok.
We're really trying to bait any button here that we're seeing. It's the dash up, back dash. Always
Almost
ready.
a crushing blow.
But you're seeing Avok just struggling to contest with that forward 1. Joker, such a good mid right there. So good. Good at almost all points of the string. And it ends in a low when he has a universal overhead. Definitely one of the better strings in the game for sure.
Empty jump into, oh, commits. That's a KB. Oh, that hurts. And now he's in real big trouble.
Oh, no.
Wait.
Oh, the acceleration.
Acceleration. No, he's inverted it. Friendship or fatality? Friendship. Again.
Hey, come on, back.
I think we're going to get a game 5. I'm just going to put it out there.
I hope we do. I think it would be only fitting after how this has gone so far.
This has been a
I
good
would love
set.
nothing more.
I've
No, this has
enjoyed
been
it.
really fun.
Very much so. And this is just set 2 of the stream, by the way, because we still have another set to go through after this.
Well, it's a weird one with the monthly finals because we're used to it being pretty, you know, a pretty long broadcast, right? You know, both EU and North America back to back. It's normally about like a 9-10 hour day for us. But these monthly finals, something about them just feels quicker. I don't know what it is. I think it's because it's single elimination and it's a lot more kind of quick fire. Even though the amount of matches is the same, I don't know. It has a tendency to just not feel quite the same, you know what I mean? It feels a little bit more chaotic. And then we have sets like this today, which is like, okay, well, this is definitely why.
I'll tell you what I'm thinking is Avok has a little bit of he won't see it that way, but I'm going to say it. Maybe responsibility, because Mirko won Europe's Open Series.
Oh, you're saying? Yep, tough act to follow.
Avok is, you know, the absolute best North American Scorpion. I think it would be pretty cool to see Scorpion win both tournaments. And with the best European Scorpion and the best North American Scorpion, I think it's a fitting possibility. Can you get it? No, they trade right as the crushing blow would have removed. That is unfortunate for Avok. And Saucy, he's looking good in this first round. This could be where Joker takes it over Avok. It has just been the bracket gods. It's how they fall. Oh, no, to the point. Oh, no. He goes into the oh.
If this wasn't a tournament, this is where Avok would just quit the game, I think.
Oh, my God. And the teleport whiffed. This has been a disaster for poor old Avok. What a re-entry into Open Series. Feel my pain, Scorpion says. Yeah, I hear you, man. I feel that. I feel you. We all felt that one.
For the patience again, Saucy can afford to kind of put up a little bit of a brick wall here. Avok doesn't have, yeah, had to try and flawless block that. I think he was a little bit off. That does mean we're on match point. All jokes aside, we are one round away from Saucy moving on.
And Avok needs to turn this up to 11. Escape failed. That's one hell of a way to start. Avok, bring the thunder. Oh, we go down 2. Oh, he's out.
Ooh.
That was sick. This has been such a ridiculous set. It's
we
so
are seeing
animated.
some interactions I have not seen.
Tries to wake up Button. Bit of a trade situation. Unfavorable for Avok because his back's still to the wall. And now he's half-life down. This is going to be a really hard comeback to make. The counter hit makes it almost possible. Breaker's available, so he's not going to be able to get damage. But he has got it. Commits!
Uh-oh. And the closer we get to that crushing blow, the more dangerous this will be for Avok. Avok does have crushing blow throw ready.
There's the immediate challenge. Fatal blow's ready.
Well, getting put into fatal blow range via chip damage is kind of the best way of doing it. Because you have the most health possible to make that comeback.
Saucy just refusing to press at mid-range. He's showing Scorpion so much respect, and he knows this matchup. He's playing it so well. He'll tech when necessary and flop otherwise. Reaction! Okay, saves the meter. Can Avok do it? This is just to...
You know what, I actually know, I love this decision because he saves a bar, so he can use that bar to get an unbreakable kill now if he gets a hit. Which he will. Oh, no, went into teleport instead of spear.
No!
Oh, no. Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no.
That
was on a punish of a whiff.
You know what he's going to do now? You know what he's going to do now?
One.
That's a really long... No, it's a really long one. That's what that was.
Mind.
So the first time he won, he was fast. And the second time he won, he inverted it. And then the third time, it was one really big one.
Damn, you're definitely right.
That's what that was. It was the development. That's character
Your
development.
observation skills are sublime.
Character development. But that does mean, unfortunately, Avok is out of the tournament. He was my favorite to, looking at the way things have been going, especially recently, I thought he was a real favorite to go all the way, but against the likes of Saucy first round, I mean, Saucy Fingers, one of the best players out there right now, said to be, you know, a premier Joker player. It was always going to be difficult, but Saucy winning it the way he did was still an impressive showing, and ducking the down 2 into a whiff punish forward throw crushing blow. I mean, I can think of few ways I would rather win a tournament series, to be honest.
I mean, it was just clean, wasn't it? It was like, I'm going to duck neutral, just duck your uppercut, and that's it. But that was my favorite play of the whole set right there that we just saw. That just neutral armor breaking overhead, just on the raw fatal blow used for the armored property. Like, it was such a hard call out. Unfortunate. If I'm being honest, I'm definitely disappointed that Averk is already eliminated because I would have loved to have seen him all day. But to be honest, if it's going to be against anyone, I think Saucy, with how good Saucy has been over the last kind of number of weeks, as we've seen him enter with Joker, we've seen him play Spawn before when he was looking good. I think we really have been treated to a good set, and that's definitely one of the favorite ones I've seen so far. And that does mean that Ice Scorpion is going to be Saucy's next opponent, as Pop-Tart was able to take it over 2 easy. So Pop-Tart versus Bio is going to be our first round 2 game. And of course, the Mighty Unjust being able to take it over Adam, and Ice Scorpion taking it over Breaking, Deadpool taking it over Akira, Yappo, and Gambler over Arungus. This does mean that we have one final match to get through in this round of games, and I firmly think we've saved one of the most exciting for last. We have the return of Zintai, who is a North American Shang Tsung extraordinaire.
Here we go, Frostbite.
This is where I'm going to be incredibly biased, and I'm not even sorry about it. Reason playing Frostbite Frost. This is arguably one of the least used variations in competitive play.
Oh, look at that customization as well.
Yeah, this is the version of Frost that gets the bomb instead of the mortar. Her head rolls off as a bomb, and she gets the pickaxe. The bomb really is what this variation is all about. The bomb, it's not used as like bombs in another on game. It's not MK9 Cyrax where it's used to get 100% death combos. It's not MKX, Cyber Sub, or Cyrax where it's used to set up non-stop overhead low harder blocks. In MK11, the bomb exists as a setup tool, but mainly like a pressure setup tool. It's not about keeping your opponent guessing, it's about forcing them into bad situations. And this variation is really slept on, I think. It's hard work, and it takes a long time to really get used to it, but it has that kind of Ace of Knaves effect where you can make anything safe by throwing, you know, the Beyblade after it. So when they expect the Beyblade and you go for the bomb instead, it sets up a little bit more of that pressure. And it's a good neutral tool as well. It's even a good projectile. So if they disrespect it and they get hit by it, they're going to get frozen and boom, full combo for you into corner carry. And the corner is where this variation really thrives.
Now, I believe I've also seen Reason use On Patrol Robocop. So there is basically, if it's a setup character, I think Reason wants to play it. Now, speaking of setup, oh, the freeze! Let's go.
Now, that right there is, I've actually watched quite a lot of gameplay from Reason, just to try and see how he uses the bomb and how he applies it. That is like a classic setup, is that back 3 into bomb, into down 1 on Oki, if you delay wake up, meaty throw, if it hits, it's like down 1 into throw is such a good setup. Because even if you fight back, if you've dealt, if you've blocked or been hit by the down 1 and you try moving, chances are the bomb is going to hit you on the way up. So it really forces you into a bad situation.
I think what I've really loved about Frost, especially in this variation, is that, you know, Frost is essentially some sort of reincarnation of Cyber Sub-Zero. You know, the second we have Frost, who is a cyborg in this game, not the same as Sector and Cyrax, but the reality is, move-wise, a lot of Frost's moves in this game are a nod to Cyber Sub. The bombs, the Fatal Blow essentially being that meter burn ice shot from MKX and MK9. She's, you know, a reimagining of an already sort of beloved cyborg character, but with her own flair, which I really enjoy.
Breakaway, even though Zintai didn't have bar to amplify, just to try and not get knocked completely full screen. Now, even though the round was gone, and that was well played from Zintai, the problem that Zintai's going to have here now is that corner looming ever closer. And Frostbite really does thrive with corner pressure. It's a very low damage character, but the setups are so non-stop and constant that the damage just adds up very quickly. An instant duck.
Zintai is going to have that more traditional play, the Warlock Shang, the neutral, the keep away. Being able to contest with some pretty high damage herself, but you have to watch out for a corpse drop trade. That's something you definitely don't want, because that is a damaging projectile on its own.
Yeah, there you go. Are we going to see the throw? Oh no, trying to bait the armor break.
Zintai, no reason to break. And he knew it. And that's a comfortable game 1. Reason was able to show a little bit of that sweet tech in the first round, but ultimately it's the superior neutral of Shang Tsung that allowed Zintai to take the final round there.
Absolutely, and Shang Tsung, forever the zoner, right? Zintai, he's played a lot of Shang Tsung. We've seen him a bunch on the Open series, and it's, you know, still seeing how Warlock can be that very oppressive full screen, just I'm not going to let you near me. And then a character like, you know, we're seeing Frostbite, a character like Frostbite who is built around getting a hit, turning that hit into enough knockdown advantage, whether it's the pickaxe, whether it's the spin, either of those will give you enough advantage to guarantee a bomb. So that's the general gist. It's reading a breakaway and getting a bomb out, knocking them, like splatting them onto the ground and getting a bomb guaranteed anyway. But the thing is, that all requires you to be point blank. You have to be touching, you have to get that hit, and that's what Warlock has always been good at. Warlock is good at stopping you from getting in range to do so.
Now, I mean, that's pretty much, there's not much I can really add to that either. I think it's just a matter of seeing how Reason tries to work around what Zintai is doing. Because there's nothing in particular that's really against the grain here. It's just solid Warlock play, and it's a matchup that Reason I'm sure is used to.
Not to sound generic, but Reason needs to basically get a hit and stay on him. The second you build this space, that's where Zintai is going to be having a field day. Because we have seen that like the bomb can be used as a good trade if he does like a slower projectile or ground eruption or something like that. We have seen that it can lend itself to, you know, him getting frozen and it being a good trade for you. But a big thing as well we haven't touched on is when you throw those bombs on the ground, it actually disables you from using Frost back 1, you know, which is arguably Frost's best button. Can't really use it in Frostbite because when the bomb's on the floor you can't use it because it involves using her head, right? But that Zintai, he's actually doing a really good job of scouting out these spins.
Now we're going to see a button into head. That's what I'm worried about. The bomb at this range, though, Zintai nearly against the corner. Now there's the head to force movement. The bomb being used in this part, and a punish actually, so not all of this is real. Looking for some sort of confirm into fatal blow. Speaking of which, good catch.
Oh, I actually quite like that option, because on block you'll be safe because the bomb will blow up, and on hit, obviously, get the round. I like that.
Fatal blow should come back now.
Oh, I wonder if Reason was trying to go for a back roll punish there. It still won't matter. Gets the throw.
Forward throw, so it's less predictable for the tech as well. Good choice.
Round 2.
Zintai having a good result last week. I think Zintai's highest placement in Open Series. I believe 3rd place.
On the flip side, Reason we've only seen in the Open Series once before now, and his first opponent was the Mighty Unjust, so wasn't really able to get started in this way that we know. But that was a long time ago. That was a good couple of months ago at least. And Reason, he's very active on this game and a big believer in Frostbite. You know, you can look at his Twitter, he says all the time his goal is to be considered the best Frostbite player. I'd say he's doing a great job of proving that so far. I know there's not many Frostbite players, but you know, you put in that work, the recognition
Point still
comes.
stand, you know. It's not. I wouldn't say it's Reason's fault that a lot of the community just don't want to play the variation. You know, that's not his fault nor his problem. He's putting in that work to make it work, and all the power to him. But now, speaking of which,
Yeah.
that's the bait.
Yeah.
Now, the bomb normally is a very famous bait to get a jump out of the opponent, and Frost's down 3 anti-air being so good. Bit of a match made in heaven, really.
Oh, the staggered pressure. Ooh, sweep, I like that. Oh, is that death? No, about 1% left maybe? Yeah, just not quite. Oh, that'll do it. It's over, yeah.
No way you're surviving that one. And Reason, you know, when you said, oh, well, you know, again, don't want to sound comically vague, but he needs to make sure he stays in when he gets in. Reason did a much better job of essentially not just getting bullied from full screen, and when he was point blank, it does open up his stagger game because you can stagger your strings, you can keep the strings individual, the buttons individual.
Well,
you
I
can
feel like
go
a lot
spin,
of it was,
you can do head. It's like there's all kinds of weird things that you got to wait for, right? And I
Well,
think
no,
it's
but
awkward to
that's
defend against.
why Frostbite really does thrive in the corner is the access to just more options. You know, getting a guaranteed splat into the bomb, wake up jump is more popular, and Frost has one of the best anti-air buttons in the game by far in that down 3, or meaty down 1. You know, catches a jump. Can, as long as you're ending in blade spin, you are always looping that because the spin will always guarantee the head. In that instance, the bomb on the ground is what you want, and if they do jump or you get the armor break potential with the cryogenic crown, that's adding a ton of damage because it also resets scaling, and that's something that Frostbite normally kind of suffers to do is big damage. The corner really is where this variation comes alive, and it also means that the best thing Warlock has going for it in screen control, it can't really do as much with its back to the wall. But not at all surprised Reason to be able to really make things work. Ooh, but the challenge! You saw Reason go for the raw pickaxe. It is an overhead by itself, so not a mix-up as such, but just keep your opponent on their toes if they used to kind of just crouch blocking.
But for
Which
right
they might do
now,
a lot.
the raw jump in takes the down 1. Not much damage here. It's just more about trying to just be this constant annoyance on the screen. Escape failed. Not that it matters versus Shang Tsung, but an attempt was made to tech.
Now, Zintai's actually been doing a great job of being patient at back 2 range. He doesn't really try to flawless block the string, but he's not getting hit by it. Like, he's actually yet to be opened up by a single, like, back 2. Oh, there it is.
Wait a minute, that's going to be a pressure. Bomb into anti-air.
Yeah, into the bomb too. Oh, there we go. Okay, this is party time. Oh, MK9 combos, let's go.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, it's so
my
sick.
god. Reason.
Oh, I love it.
Oh my goodness, what a round. That was classic Frostbite right there. That was reads, that was setup, that was execution, that was glorious.
Now, the lack of conventional armor, like if this was Cyber Sub-Zero and MKX, you'd put a bomb down and you had to worry about an armored charge or whatever it might be. In this game, you can put the bomb down and wait for the jump, and if they don't jump, you can go in and pressure. It is very hard for the defending player to guess right in that situation. They don't have the same utility of armor.
Well, the scary thing is if part of your mix-up is throw, that's where it gets dangerous, because that's where you can no longer kind of just sit there and wait. And even the next step, if it's throw and you tech the throw and you still get hit, or like launched or stunned or whatever, that's where it gets really dangerous. That's what Frostbite is so good at. Good dash up throw.
Piece by piece. Reason. More of it. And another stun! Is that death?
I actually don't think so.
Are you sure?
No, chip damage, however, now he's got the bar.
Oh my lord.
What a game.
I think Reason, I feel like Reason didn't do the head there because he wanted the option to meaty with the back one. You know? Especially in that situation. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just thinking out loud, but the choice at the end and keeping that corner pressure.
Mate,
I love the
even
combos.
there, it's a weird one, right? Because you'd think that you could just do like poke into blade spin and chip out, but blade spin is a high, and even though it jails off a bunch of buttons, it doesn't jail off any of their pokes. So you can't do like down 1 blade spin for chip, or even like 3-4-4 blade spin you can't do because you can duck it. So it's kind of harder for her to guarantee chip than you might think. And some of her best buttons that will guarantee the blade spin will die to like wake up roll. So I think Reason was just playing it safe. I was like, look, I'm just going to let you stand up. I'm going to wait and see what happens, and we'll go from there. But no, this is exactly why I wanted to watch this round 1 game. You know, Reason is a player that we haven't seen as much on the Open Series, but if you watch online MK11, you know, you've heard tales of this infamous Frostbite Frost, you know, a character that a lot of people don't rate very high, a variation that basically no one plays. Like, this is what can happen when someone thinks outside the box and dedicates their time to something that not a lot of the community believes in. And we're seeing, and you know, it's doing well against Zintai's Warlock Shang Tsung, you know what I mean? Like, I want to see how far Reason can get today. If he can take out Zintai here, his next opponent will be, unfortunately, be the Mighty Unjust again, so we'll have to try and get the run back from the last time we saw, but, I mean, Reason now is looking a lot more on point than Reason we've seen before.
I mean, I want to give Mustard a little bit of props. You know, in these monthly finals, we often get to choose the first 3 matches to see, you know, what kind of stuff would be really fun to watch. Mustard specifically, you know, saying, oh, Reason's here. Oh, we need to see this. We need to see this guy. 100%. You know, that was a no-brainer, and you can see why. You know, I'm glad that you are, you know, aware of this kind of specialist, because it's...
Hey man, I hadn't seen him play. Props. The props are all for Reason for being able to play it, you know, make the variation look this fun.
You definitely do, and like that's the whole thing. Is these players that I love the exploration. There are so many players in the scene that do use these underrepresented variations that are just so fun to watch. You know, there's, you know, It's Not Cool Jay, for example, playing Pitch Black Noob Cybot, which is one of my favorite variations to play, and he's been really sort of championing that variation in the community tournaments in America.
That's another player. Spellmaster Shang Tsung.
Some variations there is no hope.
Hey man, downburst Fusion, that's what I want to see.
Who said that?
We want to see more downburst Fusion.
Well, you'd need to enter one of these tournaments to get downburst Fusion that far. You're the only downburst player I know.
Oh,
however,
forward throw. Now Zintai looking a lot better in that round, I've got to say. But again, it's the mid-screen control. When he can avoid the corner, when he can keep that distance. Oh, challenge on the stagger.
knockdown. But the damage only really starts to add up, I think, near the corner. That's where it starts to get substantial. Mid-screen, it's more about just annoying you until your back is to the wall, right?
Yeah, it's harder to loop the higher payout mid-screen. The corner is where you get higher damage. It's where you have way more options. Definitely a variation that benefits greatly from having corner pressure. Zintai actually losing these trades. Can't afford to take this. Oh, he actually might be dead.
Not quite. Too far away. And this should be guaranteed.
Oh, that was so good.
Spin. Oh, no! Wait a minute. No fatal blow? I am surprised there's no fatal blow, actually. Oh, but he gets it. Never mind.
Wait, what? That was a very peculiar end there, Zintai.
Well, no, could Shang do 114 fatal blow?
No, you can do forward 2-4 fatal blow though.
I can only assume
if you're in a situation to hit 114 fatal blow, if you hit a 114 fatal blow doesn't work. But if you're in a situation to hit a 1-1, you can do a 2-1.
That was a very unusual end.
Well, even right at the very end, we saw Reason. If we're really going down, hindsight, you can block the first hit of Corpse Drop and then jump the Amplify. But if they don't amplify and you jump forward, you get anti-aired. So I can only imagine there was that kind of like read on it. But when you're at like chip damage health and you have no last breath, there's only so much choice you have really before you end up just getting chipped out. But that does mean we're going into a Game 5, so another Game 5 is guaranteed. This is kind of what we expected from this round 1 of games.
Now, there's always a question of what do we do in this final game? Reason, that the corner is your friend, but mid-screen it's tricky. Zintai taking a bit of time to think about it, because remember, single elimination, folks. If you lose this, you're out. There's no lifeline to work with. So these kind of final game situations, they're stressful. They are stressful, and you have to make sure you're going into a match as prepared as you can be.
Oh, Zintai really taking his time, though. Doesn't want to mess this one up, I think. But that really has just been the real meat and potatoes of the matchup, though, is just avoid that corner like the plague, because getting cornered against Frostbite is where your life just disappears. She's not known for the highest combo damage in the game, but it's not about that for her. It's that kind of buzzed effect, or almost Ace of Knaves, where it's about having... As long as you have a safe special in tandem with your setup tool, that's where it gets a little bit more different. Because on knockdown, yeah, you can set up the bomb in this case. But it's on block where things get a little bit more tricky. Because if you're so used to on block, again, I think Ace of Knaves can do string into... if you I'm so used to ending everything in back forward 4 to make things safe, and then when people start expecting it, you go for the jack in the box. Buzzed, so used to making things safe with the stab, the other positive stab, that you start getting with like bug instead.
Excuse me, sorry. Didn't get to my mute button in time.
Oh! And for Frostbite, it really is the tandem, like, blade spin and then the bomb as well.
Now, this could be the perfect start, however. Did manage to fight back. Can Zintai escape this corner? That's the objective. Get him out of here. Nice little bit of pushback. Staying just out range of down 4. The cheeky little lamp on ground eruption. So sneaky. Not an amazing trade.
It really is the corpse drop you have to watch for. That's where it just chunks instantly.
Oh, lovely choice.
Okay.
Lovely choice.
Round 2.
Now you can see that there's just such a strength here for Zintai. Being able to just cover so much options full screen. Prevents Frost from really being effective. And the zoning is real. Constantly catching him off guard, trying to move in. And again, just creating this minefield of projectiles. The MC is...
Oh, this definitely is
another
not
one.
going well. Yeah, Reason definitely could be struggling here. Back to the wall as well. Pretty much a flawless victory. And that is that. Zintai able to get that Game 5 clutch situation and eliminate Reason in this round of 16. Well played. I think Zintai really figuring out how that matchup needed to be played, where to avoid, and was able to put that to good use. Reason, unfortunately, going to be dropping here in the round of 16. But again, much like we've said before, this is not where the Open Series is over. I would love to see Reason play in more of these weeklies throughout October and see him in these, the weekly invitationals, because this Frostbite, the world needs to see it. and I would love to see more of it myself as well. This Reason really makes this variation look so fun.
But at the
You know,
same
you know,
time,
actually, you know what I'd love to see Reason do?
What?
I would love to see Reason play customs and play with the bomb and like microburst, or bomb and like auger lunge, or not auger lunge, the you know, the straight shot. That would be so good.
It would be a disgusting combination.
Oh yeah, that would be like super, especially in the corner. Like you just amp what was already so good about what he does and just like send it up to 11.
But looking at
now,
Zentai, the way Zentai's been playing, he's been getting better and better each week. Always someone that you can never count this guy out. He had a fantastic showing last week, actually. The last week's display, like I said, I believe, if memory serves, Zentai got third, which I think is his highest placing in Open
Zentai
Series.
is a great example, especially in the North American side of things, of a player that before seeing him in the Open Series, we really, no disrespect intended, but really wasn't a player that you would, bet your money on in any kind of like serious setting, right? Definitely not a bad player by any means, but not someone that really would make too much of a splash. But has week after week over the last months, I say months, this is the 4th month that we've been doing these. That's a lot of weeks if you've been entering regularly. That's a lot of experience. That's a lot of practice in competitive. That's a lot of practice in tournaments and playing for prize money, and there being more pressure and more on the line than normal. Also, I want to say as well, Biohazard has been playing Kombat League. He's just joined the lobby. He was Grandmaster in his first game, and now he's Demigod. So he's been playing Kombat League in between his games. Damn, that is practice for Open Series. But no, Zentai is a great example of a player that has gotten better and better through the weeks, and now his results are starting to say, not to sound biased and disappointed that Reason didn't make it into this round, but, Zentai is a solid player and has really earned the right.
So, before we cut to a break and set up our next day matches, always have to emphasize that, next month there's still more MK where that came from, and you can get involved. If you're from North America, Europe, CIS, and one of the eligible regions, you can find all the information on the competition center, compete.playstation.com, whether you're tuning in on YouTube or Twitch. You can scroll down, there should be a little icon that you can click, and it gives you all the information that you need. It's a simple process, it's done through the console, a lot easier than it was when I used to play and compete about 10 years ago, but here we are now with a lot of players having, this kind of easy one-way ticket to getting involved in online tournaments, and we'd love to see you, and there is more opportunities to do so. We are going to go to a quick break and set up our next stage of matches here at the monthly finals for September. North America action. Don't go anywhere.
The PS4 Tournament's Open Series has been full of fantastic finishes, killer combos, and a friendship or two.
Let's go, friendship. That's what I'm talking about.
We've seen promising new players and household names continue to dominate.
This cannot be a full life comeback. Surely not. I refuse to believe it. Oh, Marco, the reverse sweep.
Do not miss a single moment of the PS4 Tournament's Open Series.
PlayStation.
This is the Mortal Kombat character breakdown, Fujin. One of the newest characters added to MK11, and not after a long wait, with his last playable appearance in a Mortal Kombat game being over 10 years ago. Fujin absolutely boasts some of the best mobility in the entire game. With his walk and dash speed combined with high-speed special moves, he is a solid choice for anyone looking to be hard to pin down. Downburst is tricky to get down, but once mastered has incredible damage output in the corner and a level of unpredictability with his airborne special moves. Like all Fujin variations, this takes a lot of muscle memory, but highly rewarding. Cloud Walker is arguably Fujin's strongest variation due to the Skywalker special move. This airwalk can be used for consistent damage off of Fujin's strongest attacks and for overall positioning due to its cancel ability. In addition, you lose the armor-breaking wind kick for the warped needle special, but this attack can be good for safety and flawless block bind games. Cyclone is built for space control and requires patience. Its most effective neutral attack in The Push replaces the crossbow projectile, but actually does no damage at all unless you amplify it, making it more of an annoyance to bait opponents into jumping, which you can anti-air with the wind lift. Cyclone relies on crushing blows for most of its damage, but in the hands of a patient player can be solid. A good character for anyone looking for high speed and mobility. Fujin is definitely worth a look. This is the Mortal Kombat character breakdown for Liu Kang. Liu Kang has been one of MK11's most common competitive characters, and for good reason. He is a pressure king and fits a style that resonates well with a lot of Mortal Kombat players. Lohan Xuan is the most popular variation and has a familiar Liu Kang toolkit, gaining a low fireball which adds a lot to his neutral game as well as his offense, a stance with various options, and a parry that can lead to absolutely crazy damage if a crushing blows a wake-up attack. Wuxi Legend is the variation for built-in mix-up options. You gain a buff which adds to your fireball damage, and the most common aspect of this variation, the teleport. This teleport grants a number of attacks that hit in various directions, and can quickly overwhelm opponents who are not ready for which one you've chosen to attack. And finally, a projectile parry. Dragon's Breath is for the Liu Kang players who want to add an extra layer of mind games to their play with some added risk. You gain a stance with overhead and low options, but most importantly a command grab. Liu Kang is a character that keeps you blocking very quickly and often, so having a command grab to go alongside that can be terrifying, although dangerous as it is a high command grab and can be punished heavily. Liu Kang still fits MK11 very well. A consistent pick in all things competitive, we will no doubt continue to see more of him as time goes on. This is the Mortal Kombat character breakdown, D'Vorah. A unique character in the world of MK, and her gameplay is no different. D'Vorah offers an experience that you can't really get with any other character in MK11. Overall, she has a lot of long-range attacks which can be quite the headache for some characters, but where she excels in range, she is held back up close without spending a lot of resources, so you'll want to be careful with what range you decide to play at. Buzzed is one of MK11's strongest mix-up variations, due to powerful bug attacks that keep the opponent stuck in place, letting D'Vorah be unpredictable in her offense. Rather low damage, but good at keeping opponents on the back foot while you overwhelm them. Arachnophobia is the variation if you want damage and tools. The Widow's Kiss teleport can be used by itself as a whiff punisher, or confirmed into for high damage combos. In addition, she gets a strong crushing blow off her front throw due to the bugs that stick to the opponents in this variation. Creepy Crawler is highly unorthodox and high risk, but its mobility is powerful and in the hands of a confident player can be quite a headache for a defender. The biggest trade-off is gaining a fast overhead in place of the universal ovipositor stab, which typically serves as D'Vorah's main tool for safety, making this quite the risky pick. D'Vorah boasts distinct playstyles across all three variations, but can be a ton of fun if you blend well with what they offer. This is the Mortal Kombat character breakdown, Erron Black. This Outworld gunslinger has made quite a mark on MK, and has changed a great deal in the various patches of MK11. Overall, Erron Black is a solid character, with numerous strengths that work to his advantage and three variations that all do very distinct things for him. 52 card pickup is rather traditional, giving access to extra options from the rifle stance, most importantly a launcher, as well as extensions to various strings, but the most notable addition is the Scud Shot, an attack that completely nullifies enemy projectiles and can even be used for damage. Barking Irons is more about mix-ups. Acid is replaced by unblockable dynamite, and Erron Black gains a command grab. Both of these together inherently make opponents have to guess on defense and gains a deceiving amount of damage. Locked and Loaded is the variation that gains Erron's armor breaking option, the Acid Pour. This attack has a strong crushing blow that triggers if the move breaks armor or hits while the enemy is standing in acid. This move is also safe on block, making it a strong option for making otherwise unsafe attacks safe. Additionally, Locked and Loaded gets a bear trap which can be used for setup. Erron Black is a character who has changed a lot in MK11, but a good pick for anyone looking for a character with strong offense.
PlayStation.
Okay, so we're about to enter our next stage of matches here at the PS4 Tournament's MK11 Open Series monthly finals for September, where as always my name's Ketchup and I'm joined by my wonderful brother Mustard. Our next side of matches is Interesting, actually. There's a lot of character variety, a lot of playstyle variety. Our first matchup here on stream will be Biohazard versus Pop-Tart. Now, Pop-Tart, I believe, is a Kotal Khan player. Will admit, I have not seen them play, but they had to defeat Too Easy to get here in a 3-2 clutch fest. So, excited to see what they bring to the table against Biohazard. World's Best Kano, Saucy Fingers versus Ice Scorpion, set to be a real good one. Mighty Unjustin Zintai, and then Deadpool versus King Gambler. We get to see a little bit more of that Nightwolf in action.
So, Pop-Tart versus Biohazard is going to be our first game here in this round. So, I don't really know what matchup I'm expecting.
And
I think
Jake is muted.
Am I?
He's
Be.
definitely... Wait,
Right,
what?
Okay, I just figured out. I wasn't to the show, I was to you. So, the stream heard me, don't worry. It was just you.
But that looks like my mistake.
Well, you know, pointing it out was we could have done this low
I
key,
couldn't
but
hear
we had
you.
to make a big deal out of it, and now we're all talking about it. Instead of the match.
I couldn't hear you, and
Well, luckily for you, all you missed was me saying I don't know what matchup to expect because Pop-Tart we know
neither do
is
I. What a coincidence!
So all I know is Pop-Tart is definitely going to be bringing out the Kotal Khan. I imagine Ascension, as that is kind of the go-to variation for Kotal. Although, you know, there are murmurings of the other two variations not being bad either. You know, Bullock definitely was insane before with its like totem stacking, but it was a bit more kind of like wombo combo, like it was totems or bust, whereas now it has the armor break. We know Totemic, you know, the cats are now safe on block, so there's, you know, more potential neutral control to be done alongside, again, the armor break potential of the uppercut.
I mean, on that note, I'd love to see Aztec, because I know Aztec has talked a little bit about the Open Series in the past, who is a really fantastic Totemic player. I'd love to see Aztec get involved in one of these. There's so many character specialists.
I honestly feel like Aztec has always just been that kind of like forever hipster Kotal Khan, because you know what variation he played in MKX?
Funny you should mention that. No variation.
He didn't play one. He played variationless. He played variationless Kotal Khan. To this day, the only person I've ever known that mained a variationless version of a character. But that's a story for another day.
Whatever floats your boat, you know. Whatever floats your boat. Now, who does
Bio?
play?
We know Bio has dabbled in Kotal Khan as and when over time as well. So I definitely expect we're going to see a certain amount of knowledge here. I think Kano. The real dynamic here is going to be Kotal Khan's grab is mid and Kano's is not. Kano's is a high, but Kano does have access to the, Kano does have access to the air ball. So if you're going to, see a command grab whiff, you can be a little bit more reactive with how to instantly do some damage. But no, this should be a really fun, a very aggressive match as whenever two grapplers face off. Obviously, Kotal Khan is going to have the health advantage. But they do similar damage. It's just more about Ascension's ability to kind of continue to stack it.
Is cheating buyers. Well, yeah. Round one.
Wow. I
always really enjoy new intros that I haven't heard yet. We hear an Open Series and it's like, yes, now that cheeky little up 3 and the low out of nowhere. The thing is, Pop-Tart is going to be instantly worrying about that low. And I think that's why the overhead is going to start to be annoying. That instant it caught a button, but now, I mean, he's just mixing all over the place.
No way. Oh! Wait, that wasn't a flawless? What did he get hit by?
Probably a poke or something.
He blocked the poke and took like less than 0.5%. Oh, there's a hit. Nice confirm from Pop-Tart. I like he tried to end it early as well, just to kind of preemptively maybe deal with the break, but wasn't meant to be. Oh no!
Crushing blow.
That's a lot of damage adding up.
That is a crushing blow with Kano that you do not see every day. It has to be a wake-up roll, so it's not super common. Lovely flawless block, by the way. Pop-Tart fighting back.
It's a resource intensive, but he's definitely doing okay now. The overhead block. Unfortunate, not going to be there. Command grab as well. The mix continues. Biohazard, the blender, back one. Ooh, no.
I actually wonder if button into up Kano ball does more damage than uppercut.
Well, he could have done back one.
Oh, my lord.
I genuinely feel like Biohazard could have done back one Kano ball and killed there, I think. I'm not sure.
Well, shoulda, woulda, coulda, buddy, because now we're going into a next round to confirm from Pop-Tart.
Well, considering Pop-Tart has been on the receiving end of just the Ripper blender the entire time, I think he's been playing this really well. Even things out. Yes, he's lost the fatal blow, but definitely worth it to get the round. And now that knife toss, very underrated projectile, especially with the ability to amp it. Now look at almost like entire chip damage Pop-Tart has taken at this point. Oh, whiff punish.
That meaty unblockable. Pop-Tart going for the real cheeky stuff, and he still absorbs the parry. Keeps it individual. Pop-Tart hit by that grab. The wake-up jump does not work.
Anti-air. Whiff punish. Restand. Yep. Bio's damage is going to get out there.
Down one. Kano Ball does enough damage. And that'll be Biohazard taking that first game. But you can see Pop-Tart comfortable on defense. But a mix-up is a mix-up at the end of the day.
But the scary thing about Kano is, or at least the way that Bio is playing Kano right now, is it's not non-stop craziness, right? Like it's short bursts of it. But the bursts of it, if they work, it's you feel overwhelmed within seconds of the game starting, right? Like everything just seems to work out. Everything you do, it's like, oh, he knew I was going to do that. I can't believe it. He knew this. Like it literally feels like they're reading your mind. And that is what has always been so dangerous about Biohazard. He's one of the best in the community at just reading what you're going to do. And he always plays characters that really thrive if they can read that, whether it's via flawless block, whether it's via, you know, going for an extra poke where otherwise most players wouldn't, or just the raw, basically guessing game of overhead, grab, 2-4, like whatever it is. Bio has been absolutely just forged in the fires of Kano and MK11 to make this work out. He's putting so much time in this character and it really shows. Oh, flawless block. The round start flawless block.
Honestly, when it comes to Bio,
you show your opponent they don't get to play, I don't know what is.
I feel like nobody flawless blocks like Bio in this game. His use of it, it exists to fill certain